Hello, and welcome back to the Tea and Soju C-Drama podcast, your safe spot for C-Drama chatter. I'm your host, Liliana, and it's time to sit back, grab your tea, and let's chat Asian dramas. In today's episode, it is the end of the month, which can only mean we are doing a currently watching episode. Now, this is what my currently watching list is looking like at the end of May 2025. And luckily, May has been a good month for us. So, just before we get into the episode, some housekeeping. If you like the podcast, please like, share, and subscribe on the platform you listen on. That really helps the podcast reach other listeners. For more content, check out Patreon, where you can find behind the scenes, first impressions, reviews, and more. And that really helps me to maintain the podcast and keep everything running smoothly. I would like to thank my patrons: R. Purple Dinosaurus, Marta, Caitlin, Lorna, Cheryl, Raysheen, Nancy, Suze, Amanda, Jane, Cindy, Tate, Valerie, Catherine, Sandra, Naz, JM, HZ, Haley, Maria, Nikki, Laura, Tia, Danielle, Sarah, Judy Kell, Julia, and T Lovey 17. Thank you so much, guys. Your help goes a long way, for, like I said, for me to maintain the podcast running very smoothly. Finally, if you would like to chat to me or find a community, check out Discord, Instagram, and other socials. The link for those are all in the episode notes. And if you ever want to chat dramas, my DMs are always open and I do always reply, guys. So some people are always surprised. I've gotten a couple of messages from people, like new messages, and people are always like a little bit shocked that I do reply. I do always reply to every message that I get. So if you want to chat dramas, like I said, my DMs are always open. So in today's episode, we are doing not a first impressions. I just recorded for Patreon. That's why I was talking about that. But in today's episode, we are going to be doing a what's happening on my currently watching list. And then right at the end of the episode, we might just run through any sort of books that I finished up or that I'm currently reading this month. And yeah, so let's get into it. If it's your first time listening, then my currently watching episodes work a little bit differently. I actually divide everything into categories. Now, this started because a friend of mine did it in our old Discord server, and it was a lot of fun, and it actually just helps you prioritize dramas when you're watching quite a few at the same time. So my categories are as follows: absolutely loving, dramas that I love, I am chasing episodes and I'm completely obsessed with. Loving, dramas that I am really loving but not quite obsessed with, but keeping up with new episodes. And then we have enjoying. These are the ones I am enjoying and casually watching, and I might be behind on a couple of episodes, or they might be completed dramas. Now, we also have the meh category. These are dramas that I may drop soon, but for now I am still watching, or something keeps me watching. Then we have the not sure yet category. These are dramas that I have watched very, very few episodes on, and I'm still undecided about. So I may have watched 2 episodes and I need to watch more, and that's why they're in there. We have the back burner shows. These are just shows that I'm slowly watching in between all of the ones that I'm enjoying more. We have dramas I want to binge over the next month, and we have dramas I dropped, looking forward to starting, and then we have any anime that I'm sort of currently watching. And lastly, we wrap it up by dramas that I have completed over the last sort of month. So, to jump right into the episode, we are going to be doing the absolutely loving category, which has been empty, if you guys remember, since the first frost. It is no longer empty, thank heavens. We finally have one. And it'll be no surprise to anybody, especially if you follow me on the socials, that The Prisoner of Beauty is on my absolutely loving category. Now, this drama, I was excited about it, but I was hesitant. I was excited about it because I love Lu Yuning, and the setup of the story itself was something that spoke to me. It was something that works really well in historicals for me. Now, it has arranged marriage, it has revenge, it has enemies to lovers, it has it all. And all of those are tropes that I adore, especially when it comes to historical dramas. So I was very excited. The reason why I was a little bit hesitant, I will say, is the female lead. Now, the female lead is Soju, who I have watched her in a couple of things, but she always falls a little bit flat for me. And one of the things that I've recently watched of hers was the Demon Hunters romance with Ren Jialan, and she did fall a lot flat in that one for me personally. Now, in this one, that's not the case. I'm really enjoying her character. I feel like she has way better chemistry with Lu Yuning than she did with Ren Jialan, and I feel like this one just works for me overall. Now, if you don't know, this drama was one of the dramas that we've been sitting on for a good while. If I'm not mistaken, this was a 2021 drama. It might have been even longer than that. I am just gonna look it up, but I'm pretty sure it's a fairly older drama in terms of recording, and that is because so this all went through smoothly. It got recorded, it got, it was edited and it was ready to sort of air. And then the female lead had a scandal. She had a tax evasion scandal and she was being investigated. Now, luckily, I say luckily, she was not convicted in the end. Her name was cleared, but even so, it was very touch and go whether she was going to be able to, do these or not. And actually, filming period was from January 31st, 2023 to May 16th, 2023. So just about 2 years ago, it was recorded 2 years ago, which, for something like this, it's a long while for it to premiere. So we had this going, and so we've been waiting. Lots of people have been waiting for this drama. We're excited for this drama, and then it just wasn't airing. So she was cleared, and then her soft launch, let's put it that way, was basically they released the Demon Hunters romance, which kind of, made sure that she was okay in the world of acting, and that one seemed to be fine. So now it seems that her dramas are finally coming out of the vault, and this being one of them. Now, this is 36 episodes, and I will absolutely be reviewing this on the podcast. Like, there's just no way that I wouldn't be. I feel like it'll probably be one of my last reviews on the podcast before we wrap up season 3. But with it being a drama that I'm really, really enjoying, I just have to. I have to review it. So if you don't know what this is about, and I've just been rambling, I'm just going to read you the MDL description. So Xiao Chao, a clever girl from the Chao family, marries Wei Xiao, the sharp and kind master of the Wei family, as part of a family alliance. With bad blood between their clans, the two start off wary of each other, constantly testing boundaries in both funny and tense ways. Over time, they begin to appreciate each other's quirks and talents. Through ups and downs, they learn to work as a team, tackling family drama and bigger issues to bring some peace to their world. It's a story of partnership built through trial, error, and a bit of chaos. That is such a good line to describe this drama. It is a partnership built through trial, error, and a bit of chaos. And I agree completely. So, one of the things that I'm going to say straight away that I love about this drama is the fact that these two, when the show begins, they truly are enemies. These two are on the opposite side. She was not meant to marry him. She kind of steps in, but she was not the one that was supposed to marry him. She ends up doing it, and they do not want to be married to each other. And they are horrible to each other, like, for a while. And they are actively working against each other. They are, planning and conniving against each other. And I kind of was here for it. I really enjoyed watching the progression of their relationship. But through situations and through them being, in a marriage, either way, they realized that they can work together. And I love the fact that by the point where I'm watching, they truly respect each other and they truly trust each other to the point where, because they kind of already have done so much to each other, when other forces try to intervene in their relationship, they cannot. And the reason is because their relationship was born out of this hate that they have for each other and their clans have for each other, and the fact that they had to learn to trust each other and they had to learn to work together, and they see each other's strengths and they fill in each other's weaknesses and they just complement each other so incredibly well. I feel like it's such good character writing. Is the story the best freaking story out there? To a lot of people, it's not going to be. There is politics, which I actually enjoy, but I know that for a lot of people out there, it's not necessarily that riveting of a story in terms when it comes to the machinations of second lead characters or when it comes to the politics of the drama itself. For me personally, though, I'm here for it. I'm here for the fact that these two have a bond that seems to be unbroken and it has been tested various times and people cannot seem to break it. And I really enjoy that. I enjoy the fact that it came from a place where these two were, sworn enemies. Their clans were truly against each other, but now they're in a place where they can just be, if that makes sense. So I am here for it. Their chemistry is so incredibly good. The fact that we get to see Lu Yuning at the beginning as this fearsome, hateful general, and then in the episodes that I'm watching now, we get to see him as a loving, doting husband who, is afraid of his wife by all accounts, in essence. And it's hilarious to see. It's night and day from where they started, and I'm just here for it. I have now watched, I think, 25 or 26 episodes right now. 26 episodes. So we are literally on the last stretch. I can see where the story is going. I don't mind it. So we shall see. But overall, I'm really, really enjoying it. I'm absolutely loving. I'm completely caught up with it. The only episodes that I'm not caught up with is today's episodes, which I will be going to watch as soon as I finish recording this. So I'm very, very excited for this one. It's just one that is just working for me right now. I love the found family. I love, all of those aspects. So I'm very, very excited about this one. Now, on my loving category, we currently have two dramas, although one of them I just need to finish it, and that is When Life Gives You Tangerines. I know I'm gonna love it. I'm just still very mad that I got spoiled, and it's kind of ruined my watching experience of it a little bit. I kind of talked about this on the currently watching from last month, but I will finish it. Like, I don't want to drop it. I think I have 6 episodes left, so I got a little bit behind on it. So I definitely want to just sort of sit down and binge the rest of it. So that will be the plan, and I'm sure I'll still love it by the end. I'm just so freaking annoyed that I got, spoiled within an hour of the last sort of episodes being out, which was incredibly frustrating. I could rant all day on spoilers. Now, I am usually not one to really care for spoilers. I have gone to the last page of a book to find out what happens, to figure out if I want to read it or not, or I have, looked up spoilers, if that makes sense. But for this one, for some reason, it just really annoyed me. So yeah. But I will be getting back to that one for sure. Now, the next one, it is a Korean drama and it's literally just started. I have watched the first 2 episodes and I will say I was excited about this and I thought I was going to enjoy it, but the first 2 episodes really, really, really worked for me. So, this is the K drama, Our Unwritten Soul. It is a 2025 K drama. It's going to be 12 episodes and it literally started airing May 24th and it's going to run through June 29th. That seems like a whole lot of time. So this stars our wonderful Park Bo Young, and she plays twins. So she plays a double whammy of a role here, and I adore her already. I think she's already doing such an incredible job. Not to mention that she's gonna have to pair up with two lead guys for this, and that's exciting to see. So as our lead guys, we have Park Jin Young, who I adore Park Jin Young, and I feel like so his drama back from military, I believe was oh my goodness, what was that drama called? I am just looking it up. Oh, it was The Witch, which I dropped. I did not finish. It just was not working for me. So I am so incredibly happy to be having a Park Jin Young drama that I can watch. And then this also stars Ryu Kyung Soo, which have I see his face looks familiar, but I don't remember anything. So he was in Wedding Impossible from 2024, but that was a very minor guest role right at the end. So there is that. He was in The Sound of Music, but The Sound of Magic, but that was a guest role. Oh, he was in Love Struck in the City, and he was in Itaewon Class. That's where I know him from. So that's the other, male lead in this. And the fact is, there is no love triangles. It's just that our female lead. So Park Bo Young does play Yumi Ji and Yumi Ray. So she plays twins in this. So that hence why there is two male leads. So the story goes that so MDL describes twin sisters Yumi Ji and Yumi Ray differ in everything except their faces. Yumi Ji, the younger of the twins, has ended her short heyday as a promising track and field athlete and is currently living a free spirited life. On the other hand, the older sister of the twins, Yumi Rei, who has been walking the path of the elite since her school days, is a perfectionist working at a public corporation. The twins physically identical but leading starkly different lives, embark on a bold charade switching lives for some undisclosed reason. Now, I don't think that's right because they do absolutely disclose the reason why they swap lives. Um, and I don't want to get into it because I feel like it may be spoiler territory. There is a reason why they swap lives, and I feel like it's a necessary reason, and I just really liked it. I really really did. I really enjoyed Park Bo Young as playing both our sisters in this, and I'm excited to see where this goes. Now, the only thing that I'm really annoyed about is this joins the never-ending saga of dramas that do not need to be an hour and a half. I think the first episode was an hour and 25, and I was already rolling my eyes at it. That is why I've watched an episode and a half because for some reason, I can watch back to back C drama episodes, but I can't sit and watch an hour and a half of a K drama episode. MDL does say 1 hour 10. I am yet to see an hour 10 episode. Now, the first one, I kind of gave it some grace because I feel like they had to set up the story. But by episode 2, there is no need for the episodes to be an hour and 20. But here we go. That is just like my little aside rant. For this episode. So next up, so that is Our Unwritten Soul. It is a K drama and it is airing on Netflix. So I have one. I know people will be like, why is this one? This one, I'm not sure if I'm loving it or if I'm enjoying it. So I feel like it's in between, and I'll tell you why. I think I'm not quite in the right mood for it. And I have written it down between loving and enjoying, and that is Legend of Shanghai. Now, this is a 2025 Chinese drama. It is 40 episodes, and it is a CCTV drama and a Yoku collaboration, and it started airing on May 18th. Now, this is airing on Yoku and Viki, so you can watch it on both places. And this stars Xiao Zhan, which was the reason I was very, very excited for this, as Zhang Hai, and it stars Zhang Jing Yi as Xiang and Chu. It also stars Zhu Qi as Zhuang Ziqing and Huang Jue as Zhuang Lu Yin or Duke Jing. Oh my goodness, Duke. I can't speak right now. It seems. So he plays Duke Ping Jin. So the story is a revenge story in its truest forms. It's very, very much a revenge story. And I think I watched I am almost not quite halfway through. I think I've watched 18 episodes, 18 or 17. It might be 18. It might be 18 episodes. Because I've forgotten to update my MDL. So some of my episodes counts are definitely not up to date. So the story is Xiao Zhan plays Zhang Hai, who was the son of the imperial astronomer. However, when he was a kid, his whole family gets killed by, you guessed it, Duke Ping. And he basically swears revenge on them. So he goes and these people kind of take him in and they train him in all sorts. And then 10 years later, he comes back to the capital to, get his revenge. And then basically what it says is so the MDL just goes 10 years later, who returned to the capital as an unrecognizable figure and became, through mentoring, the advisor of his enemy, Duke Ping Jin. From the Lord's manor to the court, from an ordinary advisor to becoming the chief minister of the imperial cabinet, Zhang Hai struggled in the face of treacherous political plots and battles, finally getting a chance to kill his enemy. However, he soon discovered that not everything was as it appeared, and that he had just scratched the surface of something much bigger. Facing an unknown road ahead, Zhang Hai teamed up with his beloved friends to overcome and uncover the conspiracy defending their country. Now, that all sounds hunky dory. It is very politically dense. This drama is very machination dense. Everybody's plotting against everybody constantly. And I feel like that's why I do always end up loving these dramas, but they never make my absolutely loving category. The reason being, I need my full brain on. Like, my attention needs to be completely on. This reminds me something akin to a Nirvana in Fire when it comes to the politics and the machinations. It is very heavy on those two. It's what the drama is all about. So if you're going in for any type of romance or anything like that, then you have the wrong expectations for this drama. I don't even think we're going to get romance, to be quite honest. And if we do, it's like the tiniest of drops in the ocean that is the drama as a whole. So you have to kind of adapt your expectations of this drama for what you actually are going to get. So I don't know, I'm on the edge. I think I'm loving it, but like I said, it's not a drama that I can come home on after a really long day, hard day of work and turn on, simply because that is not what works for me personally. I need a little bit more escapism, and I need a little less brain power to be used. But overall, this is really well written so far. It is very well acted. Xiao Zhan is doing a fabulous job in this. I just watch it slightly slower because, like I said, I feel like I need a little break here and there just to keep me going through it, if that makes sense. So now that is Legend of Zanghai. So now we are moving on into my enjoying category. And believe it or not, I actually have quite a few dramas in this category right now. So the first one up on my enjoying list is the Spy Realm, which I think I talked about last currently watching episode, and I am going to be reviewing this one very, very soon for the podcast with a very brand new guest to Tea and Soju. So I won't be talking about very much of this one. The next one is Breeze by the Sea. I'm still like slowly watching this one. I think I'm only like 5 episodes in. This is, I didn't know, it's a remake of the K-drama Top Star You Bet. This has a really, really low score up on MDL, 7.5. I say it's a low score. That's like an average score for me. but I'm still just slowly making my way through it. It's just that I'm trying really hard to keep up with Legend of Zankai and The Prisoner of Beauty, so I don't fall behind on those. But by doing that, it means that I don't really have a lot of time left to watch, other stuff. But I will be finishing this one because I'm enjoying it. But I also think I talked about this one in the last currently watching. The next one, we are still, my partner and I, working our way through Week Hero Class 1. I know it's only 8 episodes, but look, we only get weekends together and, because he works away from home. So we don't have a lot of time to kind of like sit at the TV together. And when we do, we've been watching the next one on my list, which is The Haunted Palace. I'm actually very much enjoying this. I'm almost caught up with it. I think we're on episode 10, and so far 12 episodes of Ed. I thought that was it. I thought it was a 12 episode. I had a bit of a shock that it is actually 16 episodes. And I was like, oh, that's why the story seems to have slowed down a bit. I do feel like the pacing for this has kind of slowed down a little bit in the last couple of episodes. But it seems to be picking up again. So I'm enjoying it a bit more again. So this one is the one that stars Yuk Song Jae, and it stars Buna and Kim Ji Hoon, and it's basically she's a shaman. He is a guy a guy who dies and gets possessed by an imugi, and basically they find their way through the palace to defeat this monster there. That is like the briefest of descriptions that I can sort of give about this drama. Like I said, it is shot really nicely. I feel like the pacing is a little bit slow sometimes, but overall I'm still really enjoying it. So that is the K drama The Haunted Palace, and I am watching that on Viki. Apparently, it's also on Netflix, but I don't think it's on Netflix where I am. So I'm just watching it on Viki. So the next one is a brand new one through this category. And so I'm laughing because this drama, I kind of made a video of it on TikTok, and I said this was if the Princess Diaries would have been BL, this would have been this drama. So this is a Thai drama. It is a 2025 Thai drama, and it is called The Next Prince. Now, this is something that I have never watched in a Thai BL because it's set in this kind of like reign of kings and that sort of situation. So it's very, very different to anything I've watched. It is 14 episodes, and I am watching it on iQIYI. This stars new as Prince Kanin, and it stars Z as Charan. So that is like the main, you know, couple for this. It is, like I said, a BL. This is the first time I've kind of seen anything like this Thai drama, and the MDL description reads: The nation of Emily is known for its abundance, both by land and water. Emily is ruled by a monarchy and is divided into 5 regions and leaders. According to royal law, each region must send an heir to compete in order to become a monarch. The winning heir's father becomes the new king of Emily. The story follows the crown prince and heir Kanin of the, oh my goodness, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm gonna absolutely butcher this. Um, Heir Kanin of the Atsawathiwathin royal family and his royal bodyguard Charan, whose family has been the Atsawathiwathin's royal guard for decades. Kanin lives far away from Emily and he doesn't care about seizing the throne. Charan, as the royal guard, has the duty to bring Kanin back to the country. So that feels like a very waffly and long winded thing to say. he something happened to his mother when he was young. There was an attempt on his mother's life, and so he was hidden away. So he grew up with a adoptive father of sorts, and this adoptive father was someone who was very loyal to the crown, and basically has been teaching him the ways, of the country without him knowing that he is a prince. So he just thinks he's an average guy. He's really good at fencing. He does all of these, like, sports and whatnot. He knows a bunch of languages and stuff. And he just thinks it's because his dad wants him to learn a bunch of stuff. On one of the nights, his father gets attacked and he gets attacked, and this bodyguard kind of shows up and he's like, look, we got to haul ourselves back to Emily because they need the air now. So he obviously doesn't want to go. He's like, what do you mean I'm a prince? So he doesn't want to go, but something happens to his adoptive father, and that kind of sparks him to go. And so he goes, and then something else happens because he doesn't want to stay. He kind of just wants to go back to his own life. And something again happens, and he's like, okay, I'll stay and I'll be the heir. And obviously, these two are falling in love at the same time. It's, a prince and his bodyguard. And I'm just like, look, some of these scenes are so incredibly funny. The fashion is fashioning. It feels like a very beautiful old fashioned historical clothing, but I feel like this is a, made up planned of sorts. I am just enjoying it. It feels like it's fun. So it is what it is. There's a whole story behind it. So I'm enjoying it. I haven't watched a BL in a hot minute, and this one had caught my eye for a long while, since I had seen some of the promo, and I was like, oh my gosh, that feels like a very different story to anything that I've personally watched before. So that is the Thai BL drama, The Next Prince. So next up is it's a mini drama, and for some reason it has a really low score on MDL, but I'm going to ignore that. So it is a mini drama. It is on iQIYI, and it is 31 episodes of about 15 minutes each. So that's what I say, 15, 18 minutes. It is a, shorter drama, and it is called Close to You. So this is it's a comedy youth drama. It is adorable. I'm just enjoying it for the characters. It's a very typical youth drama. So the MDL description reads, Yu Ming Shi, an ordinary girl with a gift for sports, enters the elite Jinkai Academy to honor her late father's dream. There she meets Jiang Bohan, a brilliant student hiding behind a rebellious front. As their lives intertwine, they peel back each other's masks, confront past wounds, and begin to heal through an unexpected connection. So that is the story. It stars Liu Xiaobei, which I don't think I've seen him in anything. He seems fairly young. Oh goodness, he's 27? Did not know that. So he was, oh my gosh, I have seen him. How did I not realize that? Okay, so he's one of the main guys from the Spy Realm. I did not realize that. And I'm watching the Spy Realm. He looks really different though. He looks really, really different here. Okay. Okay. Well, so I have seen him. He was also in My Heroic Husband, in Sweet Tai Chi, and he was also in things such as Wind Direction. So he's been in couple of things, but he seems relatively new. And then the female lead, we also have Zhu Lin Yu, and she's been in things, she's only been acting since 2021, and she's been in Miss Truna's a Litigator, An Ancient Love Song, and My Piggy Boss, which, guys, I have watched it. It is, My Piggy Boss is atrocious. But I sat and watched it all. Basically, she works for this guy who is absolutely horrible. She's a secretary, and this guy gets a curse, and his curse is that he turns into a pig, a little piglet, for a certain amount of hours. So that's why I'm laughing, because it is honestly not ideal of a show. Did I sit and watch it all? I absolutely did. But we're gonna ignore that. It's only like 12 episodes of 10 minutes. It's ridiculous. It's not great, but I had a laugh watching it. But anyways, that is the female lead. If you want cute youth drama, that's what this is. Like, it doesn't promise to be much more than that, but I am personally really, really enjoying it. So that is the Chinese drama Close to You. And then finally, on this enjoying category, we have something that isn't a drama, but it is a Chinese uh singing competition, and it's called Sing Asia. Now this is airing also on iQIYI, and the reason that this caught my attention was because I wanted Jessie J is in this. She's one of the judges, and I was really, really curious. So this setup for this show is there are six contestants that are Chinese, and there are six contestants that are from other countries. So I think there's some contestants from Thailand. There's some from Mongolia. So they're from other countries. There's one from Kazakhstan, I think, also. So they're from other countries, and basically the Chinese, they're two groups, right? Two groups, and one of the Chinese will come and they will sing a song, they'll do a performance, right? And then one of the people from the other group will be asked if they want to steal the mic. And basically, somebody steals the mic and they come in and they do their performance, and then they go head to head. Then the judges vote. There is three judges. One of them is Jessie J. The other one is Jane Zhang, who I adore. Jessie J and Jane Zhang did a song at the opening of the show, and it's so good. They did like a rendition of one of Jessie J's like songs mixed in with one of Jane Zhang's song, and they did it so beautifully. I loved it. But anyways, it's them two and it's somebody else. Oh my goodness, I'm forgetting the name, and the MDL page doesn't have it. So it's three judges. So they vote, and then there is 21 other like online voters who are from all over Asia and from I don't know if they're from all over the world, but I think they're just from like all over Asia. They're from Japan, there's people from like South Korea, there's judges from other places in Asia. And then they vote, and then like a winner is pronounced. And then so through these six battles, then the final six are chosen, and then they go up and then they, sing, and ultimately one winner is chosen. So that's it. And basically, these are people that are already known within like the singing industry, not necessarily big artists, but they are, they're working. They're working singers, if that makes sense. So I'm really enjoying it. It's not something that I, watched before. The episodes are really long. They're like an hour and a half per episode. So I watch like a little bit here, a little bit there, but I am enjoying it. Like the performances are good. Also, they're on a boat for some reason. Like the whole thing is shot on a cruise ship. um, but I'm enjoying it. So that is the singing competition Sing Asia, which is airing on iQIYI. And that kind of wraps up everything on like my enjoying category. The only other thing, sorry guys, if you hear my voice is a bit, I'm getting a bit of a cold, so I'm getting a bit of a runny nose, and my allergies have been, jumping for joy up in here. So my voice might sound a bit funny. I might have a bit of a runny nose. But anyways, on my meh category, I still have Eat, Run, Love. The only reason I want to finish this drama is because I said I would do a final thoughts about it on Patreon. So I will do that because I have notes on it, which is really annoying. But at this point, I might just drop it and just do a final thoughts with the notes that I have and kind of explain why it's not something that I necessarily want to continue. Although I really want to watch them I'm like in episode 15 maybe. So it's not like I have much left. I have like less than 10 11 episodes maybe left to watch. So I don't know. I'm either going to finish it in June or I'm going to drop it in June. I'm saying here now. So by next currently watching, this is either going to be finished or it's going to be, dropped. It's going to be what I have to do something with it. Like I can't just, leave it there. So that is it. That is all my categories. And then we just have dramas I dropped. I dropped Serendipity, which is I'm really sad about. So this was a historical C drama, 2025. It started airing April 25th and it finished May 14th. This was the one that starred Wang Ziqi and Liu Yu Xiao and Wang Hongyi. It just wasn't working for me. And it wasn't necessarily the acting, it was the story. The storyline was just not working for me. And I'm really sad because I love Liu Yu Xiao as an actress, but unfortunately, I just had to let it go, especially when other things started airing that I was enjoying much, much more. Now, the other one that I also kind of checked out and then dropped was Love Never Fails. This one, I wanted to watch it because I wanted to support it mainly, but the female lead is so incredibly immature. And like, I know it's a xianxia, and that usually didn't bother me, but this female lead was just grating on me for some reason. And I was like, I can't do it. I can't. So I dropped it. I did. So this one is the one that stars Liu Xiu Yi and Hu Yi Xuan, who, props to her. She did come into this to substitute another actress who was caught in a oh my goodness, in a tax evasion scandal. So they kind of, reshot this actress into the drama. So props to her, but it just was not for me. I did check out the first couple of episodes, like intending on supporting it, but it is what it is. We have way too little time to be spending on dramas that we're not fully enjoying. So, speaking of which, the next category is dramas I'm looking forward to starting. And the only one that I have on my list, and that's because none of the other C dramas that I really want to start have dates yet. So it is a Korean drama. It is called Good Boy, and it is going to be 16 episodes, and it's TVing. So I think it'll probably be Netflix for this one, hopefully. I'm really hoping this shows up somewhere. So this is going to air May 31st, and it stars Park Bo Young, Kim So Hyun, and it also stars Oh Jung Se and Lee Sung Yi as well as Hae Song Tae and Tae Won Suk. So this is going to be a action comedy sports romance drama, and MDL reads the story of medalists in international competitions who decided to become police officers through the Olympic special recruitment. Instead of medals on their necks are now their police IDs. As they encounter a lot of immoral and foul people, the K drama will showcase an Olympic Avengers, a special team that will be dedicated to violent crimes and cases filled with injustices by utilizing their skills as a player. So I'm really, really excited for this one. It's Park Bogum. Do I need to say anything else? I've been seeing a lot of clips for this, and just the setup, it sounds like a lot of fun. I mean, you're going to take a bunch of Olympic medalists and turn them into cops. It just sounds fun. So I'm excited to see where this one goes. I will definitely be checking this one out when it comes out on May 31st. And that is it. That is all the drama talk out of everything. I think so. Yeah. So, for anime, I am just still plodding along on Apothecary Diaries season 2. I need like My Happy Marriage season 2. I've watched like 3 episodes. That is it. I need to like get back, and I think I will just have to binge it at one point. But I do want to do that. And then completed dramas. So the first one is Love in Pavilion. I ended up enjoying this one. I have a bunch of notes for it actually. I think a lot of people probably were not on board as much on this one. This story is a little bit uneven in terms of like storytelling itself, but the acting is good. The chemistry between our main couple could be better, but the secondary cast is so good in this. I have a lot of notes on this. So I'm going to put up some polls on Instagram and maybe like TikTok. I'll do a video for TikTok as well. There is quite a few dramas that I have notes on that I don't know if you guys would like be interested in listening to a full review on. So if not, I probably will just use those notes and do Patreon specials for it, because I want to use the notes. It took me time to do them, so I kind of like want to use them and not just have them sat there, if that makes sense. And this is one of the dramas that I do have a lot of notes for, so I still need to decide whether I want to do that or not. But it'll be, look out for Instagram, and I'll definitely be posting something about that. The other one that I finished up was The Demon Hunter's Romance. Like I said, I've already briefly mentioned this one. This was okay. The chemistry didn't really work for me that much. Overall, I think a lot of people will enjoy this if this is their kind of genre, I think. But yeah, this was an okay drama. It stars Song Zuar and Ren Jialan. This was actually, I really liked Ren Jialan in this. It's a slightly different character for him. So I ended up enjoying that aspect of the drama way more. So I think I also finished up this month finally Under the Skin season 2, which I enjoyed. I will say, not as much as season 1. I think the cases in season 1 were slightly better. They caught my attention more than season 2, but I still really overall enjoyed it. So this stars Tan Jianxi and Jin Shi Jia, and overall, it was good. We got to see a lot more into like Shen Yi's mind and how his mind works, and that was really interesting. So I feel like whether season 1 was a little bit more about the cases, season 2 is a little bit more about the characters and how they think and how they see things. So I overall enjoyed it. I still think it's a fairly good drama for crime watchers specifically, but overall a good drama. Now, the only other one that I watched was a very, very short drama. I scored it as 7, guys. So take this with a pinch of salt. It's not that. It's really not a good drama, but I finished it. It's such a short one. I think it is so it's 20 episodes of about 13 minutes. Like, it is incredibly short. So I kind of did it all in one in one sitting. And I went in because of the female lead. So it's Wang Yifei, who I've seen in like Ashes of Love and other dramas, and I feel like she is just one that hasn't really broke out yet, but I feel like she's fairly good. And it also stars Gao Mao Tong. It's a mini drama. These two got married, they get divorced, and now that they're divorced, he realizes he's in love with her. Lots of things happen, shenanigans. It's as mini drama as you can get. So that is everything that I sort of finished over the last month. Not a lot this month, but I am also like watching a lot. So I'm also rewatching. I forgot to mention, I'm rewatching Love Like the Galaxy, which is exciting. Because if you don't know, we're going to be reviewing that on the podcast. It is going to be a drama trio episode, so I'm very excited. So I'm rewatching and loving it. I think I'm appreciating it more this time around than I did the first time around, that I get to watch everything together, if that makes sense, rather than waiting for episodes. So that is everything. That is all the drama talk. So if you just are here to listen to the dramas, then you know, that is it. That is the episode. But I am just gonna go into my book corner and just kind of mention a couple of books that I sort of read over the last month and that kind of stood out for me. I didn't read as much in May because obviously I went home to Portugal for about almost, I don't know, 10 days or so, which means I didn't have as much time to read. So one of the things that I read was Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez, and I freaking loved this book. I think it was so good. If you like romance, this was really good. Now, this feels like a more realistic type of book because the problems experienced in this book and why the couple can't just be together makes sense, and they feel very realistic. So that, take that with a pinch of salt. I really, really liked the fact that insta love normally doesn't work for me, but in this case it did. It was written so well that it did in fact work well for me. So that is Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez, who I think she writes beautifully for, romance. I just feel like she's a really, really good romance writer. And then the other series that I've started is a series called Avalon Tower. Now, this is by C.N. Crawford and Alex Rivers. It's a collab. Now, a little fun fact, guys. So, C.N. Crawford is actually a nickname in the sense that it's a wife and husband duo. It's Christine and Nick Crawford. And basically, back in the day, so a good maybe, I don't know, 10 years ago, I actually used to run her Facebook page, and I used to, get her ARC books and read them in advance and whatnot. So I got to know, I got to speak with Christine with them for a bit, and she's lovely. She is an absolute gem. She's more of an indie author. Now, this series, if you like King Arthur, if you like Merlin, this is the series for you. It does pull on that lore, and it's very, very interesting so far. I've read book one. I'm now reading book two, and I'm having a lot of fun. I am having a lot of fun with this series. I think the pacing is a little slow for book one. There is a lot of setup to get through. I'm just going to read you the good reads. Avalon Spy Academy, Spy on the Fae. Resist falling for your mentor and try not to die in the process. What I'm hoping for on my European vacation is to read books and drink champagne on the beach. Instead, I end up kidnapped by an arrogant, lethally sexy fae named Raphael. It turns out I have a magic power needed to fight an evil king. Next thing I know, Raphael has enrolled me in an elite spy academy. There, in the ancient and gothic halls of Avalon Tower, snobbery and brutal competitions are among the oldest traditions. Making my job harder, the silver-eyed Raphael is my mentor. Romance is forbidden here. A distracted spy is a dead spy, so I need to push his dangerous allure out of my mind. As we travel into the Fey realm, if we get captured by the Fey King, we'll die horrific deaths, and humanity won't stand a chance. So, this is described as if you love Fourth Wing and Throne of Glass, you will love this book. Now, it is a completed series now. It is 3 books long. It's a trilogy. So I'm really enjoying it so far. I think book 2 is probably going to be better than book 1 now that like the setup is out of the way. So it includes Faye. It does include a little bit of smut, guys. So if that's not your vibe, then maybe give this a pass. But it does also include Arthur and, King Arthur and Merlin and all of this, and it's interwoven in very, very nicely. So I'm really, really enjoying it. That is probably one of my favorites that I read in May. I'm also reading, oh my goodness, how could I forget? It's because I haven't finished it. So I am also currently reading A Song to Drown Rivers. Now, this is our very first Tea and Soju book club read, which we will be gathering on June 1st to discuss. I'm really, really excited to hold, this. So by the time you guys listen to this episode a couple of days later on the Sunday, we will be, gathering on Zoom and discussing A Song to Drown Rivers. I'm enjoying it. I don't know. I have things about it. Like I said, I do feel it's a little bit slow. I'm about halfway through, and that's fine because I can read the rest on Friday and just sort of zoom through the rest of it. It won't take me very long. So I am very, very excited to hold that. If you want to join us, you still have time. If you're listening to this on the Wednesday it comes out, you still have a little time to sort of maybe read the book and come and join us. So I think that's it, guys. That is everything for this week's episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and we shall catch you next time. Bye.